Hi guys, welcome to tonight's stobart build issue 59. If it's easy enough, I may jump into 60 as well, but shall we get on? But let me introduce you to my host this evening, which is, like I always say, Big Max from McDonald's. 2 seconds. There we are.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you all enjoy the show and give Chris a big thumbs up once he's done his build. It's going to be an interesting night tonight.
Cheers, Dave. How are you?
Not bad, you?
Yeah, not so bad, yeah. Quite one yesterday, but apart from that, I'm all good.
Good. Not like me, busy as hell, putting cladding on in the shed. That was a nightmare.
I was busy last night trying to sort this TV unit out, like.
Yeah.
That took ages because I had to deliver it.
Well, I've got 2 more walls to do, both gable ends, but it's the back wall I'm more worried about because I've got a big, massive shelf there with all my models on, and I've got to strip it down to take it out to get to the back wall. I'm not looking forward to that.
Strip it down, yeah. That sounds wrong.
Well, I'm doing the front one first, the front gable end where the door is.
Yeah. It looks like we got our first comment. Let me bring that up.
Good evening, Penny.
Hi, Penny. How are you? Yeah. So I've had this today as well from Upgrades, which is a new watch, the 5 Pro 45mm.
What about that one?
Yeah.
And I've got a bigger one than that.
Yeah, this is the 45mm. This is it's the biggest screen, the biggest one you can get. Not the smart one.
What she said.
Yeah, I know. No, she prefers it bigger than that. Be fair.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, just clean the glasses, right?
Oh, and I got a new phone as well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's notifications from right. We got another comment from Smith Beads.
Oh, hello.
If I can.
Look,
hang on.
Just put it up.
Ah, sorry, I thought I was about to do it then.
Mike says, hi all, and a happy birthday to Chris for yesterday, old man. Oh, Mike, how's it going? Not seen you for a while.
Yeah, hi, Smith Beads, Mike.
Happy birthday for yesterday. I completely forgot.
I'll talk about it. I know it was all just Smith Beads one. I couldn't tell you that number because that's quite old. But yeah, what we're saying.
How old are you now? 70?
No. 23 again, but no, not ready. If you turn the age round, it'd be 32 because that's my age now, guys. So
32, blimey, only a young pup yet.
Yeah, but I'll add the camera on now, and if anyone wants to find any guests tonight, just let me know. I think we can have some guests on you. Get the party started.
Penny says, yeah, I forgot to, and I feel awful. I'm supposed to be a good friend. Don't worry about it, Penny. I forgot myself.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, it's all good. If you're not doing anything, if you want to join in, just let me know, Pen. Right. I'll have to, for a sec, I'll add another camera. Right, it looks a bit wonky at the minute. I did a cam new balls. So a bit of swearing, but Mike Smith Speeds, I've seen that comment, right? You said no, it's not as old as you. Not what that was what I said. That was what I said on your Facebook page. That's your age, but
and he says, might join later. Hope you do. You've been missed, really missed.
Yeah, we do miss you, Pen, a lot, and we. Yeah.
And got gossip for you, but that'll have to be after the show. LOL.
Yeah, for the Pen, if yeah, okay, let's let me know anything, and I'll add you on as after for the talking screen or whatever, do a video call. Right. I'm going to nick the screen as usual because it's easier to see what I'm doing. Right, issue 59 then, guys. Because I'm not. Which is.
This is another difficult one.
You what, Dave?
Nothing.
I thought you just said something.
Yeah, this looks a fiddly issue.
Yeah, I'm only getting the parts up from there because I need to do a part check by the. Because one person says probably busy and stuff like that, so I don't do the magazines then. But it's a bit messed at the moment on the desk, but I am going to use my parts tray in a minute once I've organised them. The wheels on the edge so bad go round and round. Yeah. Right. This is confusing. Part 1 is upper air tank bottom. Which I don't know which one's which. Right, I think it's that one. I think it's that one. I don't know which one it is, but I will come to it after.
I think that is the right one, yeah.
Yeah, but they've
Look at it.
they're all the same part. Some parts. That's why. Yeah, it could be. Could be that one. Yeah. We all live in a yellow tumble dryer. No, I'm joking. Right, let's crack on. Right, 2 is lower air tank bottom. Hang on, sorry, just got my head in the screen then.
You're always putting your head in the screen.
Yeah, because I'm just looking in the magazine which one it is.
I'm saying nothing.
Right, it's this one. It's this one. Dave, you're going to get a slap in a minute.
I've not said a word.
Yeah, is any other comments yet? Or?
Yeah, got quite a bit here at the minute, so I'll just go through it. Penny says, you can't be older than Mike, you have hair.
Yeah, hello.
And Penny says, drop me a link on FB Messenger.
Do that. Sec, right, I go for the.
Then it might be something like that. And then Mike says, thanks, Penny. And Mike says, love you too.
Yeah.
And he says, anytime, Mike, LOL. And Penny says, I love you 3, Mike.
I go have Penny's out in a sec. Don't know.
Mike says, mine is solar paneling.
What is?
I don't know. And Penny says, lol, Mike, you made me spit my food out.
Lol, guys, yeah. The link's been done. Right, let's crack on to the part.
Penny says, rather you out your head in it than put your foot in it. And Penny says, do it later, focus on build.
Yeah, it's been done now anyway, so right, we are going to focus on the build now. Right, 3 and 4 are these.
Yeah.
They look like fried eggs, if you know what I mean by that.
I'm saying nothing.
I said it that way because I'm not.
Let's keep it clean.
That's why I said fried eggs. So I think that is right. Okay, that is 3 and 6. I just told you, so that was a mistake of mine. So 4 and 5 is up at the air tank top and up lower tank bottom. So yes, it's one of these. It's one of these 2. It is for the 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I just sorry about that as a mistake. I just looked at the captains and I've watched that. Never mind. It's just a mistake then, so it's all good. Part 7 is looks like a weird thing. I don't know what they call this. tank support rack. Looks like a, don't know. Looks like you know them trolleys you get from shops.
Yeah,
It looks like one of them.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Without wheels.
yeah, the ones that we need. Like, yeah, that's 7. 8 is filter, which is that one.
Yeah.
9 down the street. 9 is pipeline.
Yeah.
Right. I think 10 and 11 are identical. Tank holder, yeah, they are.
And then you've got the U-bends.
Like these.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the 10 and 11. They're not to scale on the book, but it's fine. Where is 12? 12 looks like don't know how to describe that, but that's 12.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah, T pieces. Yeah. Fourteen is short pipe. And then 15 long pipe.
Yep.
I think then we on screws, which I put in my hand. 16 DPO 7s, 2 times 3 by 4 mil. 5. Which are them ones. Yep, DPO 7. 17 is 3.83.5 mil PM screws DDO4. Which of them? And then last but not least, screw. 1.24 mil PB screws DPO6. Which is them. Right, that's
Yeah.
that.
I'll just get these bits of chat here. Mike says my bald head is solar paneling.
I bet it is, Mike.
And Penny says this is like catchphrase. Say what you see, LOL.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she said. Yeah.
Right, now take your time with this issue.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Hang on a sec. There we are. First piece I need is that little rack. Looks what I said. Looks like a trolley thing. And then it's DPO6, and then that little, I think it's this.
That little filter.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Got it. Kumbaya, my lord. I'm joking. Yeah, it goes there. Yeah, and then it goes like that, but then it screws on. So that's why I just done it as well. Right. It's only one of these screws we need. So I might see if I got my spares to open in the new pack for a minute. Yeah, I got them here. So instead of opening a new pack, I might as well use the one I got spare. It's easier than. Right, it's ready. Good overhead. Fancy a beer, Dave, or what?
Hey,
Fancy a pint?
I could murder a bloody kraken.
Yeah. Right. I'm just going to go to the sides for a minute so it's easier. Is that freezing up or no? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Oops. I'm going to put the screw in here first. Try to hold that in then. You can let that person in, Dave. I'll let Penny in, Dave. I'll end the full screen me again.
Hello.
Hi, Ben.
Right, Penny.
I better turn YouTube off so I don't get echo.
Yeah,
Right,
that,
Chris, you're gonna have, I'll let Penny. You're gonna have to sort it out now. Go to your spotlight.
right. I tell you what to do. You know where you add me into stream and Penny add in stream, yeah? Go to my one section, and then it's got the two little arrows. If you can't do it, I'll do it now.
Sorry, Chris. I feel I've ruined your stream now.
No,
No, you haven't.
yeah, I've done it. It's all good, Pen. Don't apologise. It's all good. So are you.
I'm okay. I'm exhausted from time away, but
Yeah.
I'm on holiday this week, so
How long have you been away?
so I work in London for 3 weeks, then I come back for 3 weeks working, then I away for 3 weeks, and then I have a week's holiday. Am I on mute?
No, I can hear you.
No, it says mute and it's gone green. Yeah, so it's a 10-week cycle. So I've been home since Sunday night, and I've spent most of today in bed chilling. And when I say most of today, I do mean since Sunday.
How's the cats been while you've been away?
Oh, cats have been lovely. I kind of go on this 3-week cycle of first week I'm all excited to be working in London. Second week is sort of neither here nor there. And the last week I'm a bit miserable because I just want to come home and see the cats.
Yeah.
And I've before I went ages ago, I had him done because he was getting a little bit, let's just say he was getting a bit mature and active.
Yeah.
And she was far too young for that kind of nonsense. And I was like, good job I'm not streaming, because Copper would be involved then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, she's about 2 or 3 months, and seeing a 2-month-old kitten with a big, massive boy cat on top of her, twice her size. And but I've just had her done, and thankfully I've got an absolutely wonderful vet. She's not even really needed the cone on her head. So but she's just been dopey for the last couple of days. It's not really dopey. She's just chilled out a bit.
Yeah.
So happy household. He's loving and friendly. Just wants love all the time, and she's really happy. And
Yeah.
well, she's getting overdosed on cat treats because I have 2 friends come round every day, and when you think they're supposed to have 5 or 10 treats maximum a day, I get one neighbour comes in the morning, she gives them about 15 or 20 each, and then my friend comes around in the evening, they probably get another 15 or 20 treats, and then her daughter gives them a handful as well. And let's just say Shadows, he's on that range where he's chubby, but he's not Garfield, but if we don't do anything about it, he will be.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I don't mind him being a bit chubby and happy, as opposed to skinny and miserable. But obviously, you gotta be aware of health issues, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm enjoying life. The first time I went to London, it was like there was nothing to do except work, and I took a model with me to London this time, and had all the bits laid out on the hotel table, and it was great. It was just something to do while I was not working.
Was it a blonde model you took?
I wish.
That's right. Because I knew what Dave was on about.
Well, I bought I can't remember the actual aircraft, but I bought 2 kits, and they're like it's something 3 or something. They're submarine killers, and they work in pairs, and they're both essentially the same aircraft, but with a few details different.
Is it modern aircraft or World War II?
No, it's post World War II.
Was it the Short Cumberland?
No, look, I'll be back in a sec. I'll get the box.
Trust you to say that, Dave. That's funny. Yeah.
It's the AF2 and the AF3. They work in pairs. They're US Navy aircraft.
Oh, right.
They work in pairs. One detects submarines, and the other one drops all the bombs and things to destroy it. So I took that one thinking, if it all went wrong, I've still got another kit that's very similar, and it wasn't expensive either. So, but I'm thinking maybe taking my Lancaster down with me, because the hotel have said they've got a storeroom, and I know that Lancaster will take me months. And
how big is it?
Well, that is the issue. Getting it back on the train might be a problem, but 1:48 scale Lancaster, it's not little, is it?
No.
So, but the trouble with this one is because it's quite a poor kit, so there's lots of filling to do. So you have to glue the wings and the bits and bobs on so that you can fill the gaps. Things like that, like the border models Lancaster, the fit is so good you don't actually need to glue the wings on. It just slots into place, and it's just such a good fit. So, but I've got the Hong Kong version one, Hong Kong models.
Nice.
I'll just get this chat here. It's Peter Webster. Hi, Chris, Mike.
Hi,
Dave,
Peter.
Mike, Penny. Hi, Peter. How's it going, mate?
Okay.
You do realise now, Chris, between the two of us, you are now officially undisputed the Eddie Stobart expert.
Yeah.
Because you're ahead of me now, aren't you?
Don't know, am I? Don't
Yeah.
even find out what issue you want.
Not that far, because I haven't got my mud guards on.
You got these front ones on, you have.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I've not got the bits that you're doing now. That's how much catch up I've got to do.
Yeah.
Well, if I can get 10 issues done, I mean, I'll never catch up, but if I can get 10 issues filmed during a holiday,
Yeah.
there's enough videos there then to put it onto schedule until next time I'm on holiday.
Peter Webster says, I have the Airfix 172 80th anniversary Dam Buster Lancaster kit with number 22 medal. Oh, lovely.
Nice. See, I should, but I don't do 1:72 scale. You know me, I like them big.
Don't say it, Chris.
That's
So if they did more kits and they did the kits that I wanted, I would do 1:32 scale.
Yeah.
Because I'm also looking at 1:12 scale vehicle kits. They're bringing out the Ayrton Senna McLaren. Is it the MP7?
Yeah.
That's coming out soon.
Is that a part work?
No, it's a plastic kit.
Oh, right.
Now, is it Model Space? They brought the part work out, and they also brought out the McLaren that Lewis Hamilton drove. And I was looking at getting it, and then they stopped doing it. And then, so when they brought this plastic model kit out, it's about 180 quid.
Oh, dear.
And obviously, it goes along with. I mean, I mentioned this to you ages ago. Like when they brought the Spitfire out, I was looking at maybe what can you do as an alternative if you can't afford the part work. So I'd got that 1:24 scale Spitfire, and then obviously Airfix have got another one out. And then when the Bismarck came out, there's a 1:200 scale Bismarck you can do.
That's right. Yeah, that's the part work.
And then when the Titanic came out, you know, I was talking to you, wasn't I? And we worked out for 600 quid.
Yeah.
You've got to assemble it and paint it. If you haven't got assembling and painting skills, you're stuck with the part work. But 600, I mean, it's an initial outlay of 600 quid. But once you've got it, you can do it at whatever time scale you want.
Yeah. Well, it's like that trumpeter Titanic I did. I had to prime that first.
Yeah.
With the spray cans, and then got some more spray cans for the hull. Spray it red at the bottom, black at the top, and then I had to get some white.
Yeah.
But they gave me, but I bought by accident the off-white. So I had to go back and get the proper white. It didn't look right with the off-white. It looked more like a cream colour.
No, but like if you paint white over a colour, see, when I was doing this aircraft, you've got off-white on the inside, and of course I only brought one primer with me, which was the grey, and it took so many coats of this white to cover up because that is the nature of white. But if you go off-white, it has a little bit better coverage. Then you go white over the top, and you'll find yourself using less coats.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter says, I'm building 7 to 82 tomorrow. Blimey, you're going to be busy then from number 7 to 82. Wow.
Nice.
And he says, I'm going to build the Hachette Lancaster, so I didn't want to oversize Lancaster in the hobby room. Well, I'm going to be honest with you here, Peter. I was going to get that, but you've got the same razors as you've got with the Spitfire, and I didn't fancy doing that because there's always that chance that the razors may fail. So if you're going to do it, Peter, double check the razors.
See, that's where. See, I'm really interested in that Lancaster, but because of the reasons of the Spitfire,
it puts you off, doesn't it?
I think I'm gonna hold off because most of these builds seem to be going over to Agora anyway.
Yeah.
So I know I won't get the joy of being some of the first to build it, but I think I might just hold off and wait for Agora to do it, and then see how it goes. See, I'm not bothered about it all moving, because I think I mean, I still haven't finished the Spitfire, but you know, the nature of the part works is that once it's built, you're going to play with it a lot, and then it just sits on the shelf. You don't turn it on very often, do you?
I've not even turned my Spitfire on for a long time.
No, but I'm really not going to. I'm just happy for it to sit on the shelf looking nice. Yeah. And I'll probably do the same with the Lancaster.
Yeah.
Maybe disconnect the motors that raise it, so when you turn it on, all the lights will come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not interested in all the raises, but it's nice to know that when you spent like 1,400 to 1,600 quid on a model, the very least they can do is make sure it works okay.
Exactly. Peter Webster says, I'm happy I've finally done my 9 packs of the Rossi build yesterday and today. Oh, lovely.
Nice.
And he says, 79 LOL. Mike says, hi, Peter. And Peter says, hi, Mike. Yes, as the last time I used that Spitfire was last year, just to give it a test run. And it's still working fine, but I don't want to push my luck with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it ending up like Harlick's Spitfire did when he.
Yeah. See, and of course, the other problem I've got as well is you can only, no matter how much money you're earning, you can only do so many part works.
Yeah.
And there's other part works I'm looking at. You know, obviously I'm not sure. I think I've now bought the last pack of the fire truck. But I've just started the Warhammer one. That's mainly for somebody else. So that's another 40 quid a month. Obviously, I've got the Eddie Stobart. Sorry, I've just seen that comment Peter said.
I'll just get these here. Yeah. I don't think they will make the same mistake twice. Well, I hope they don't.
You are so naive. It's Hachette we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's what Hachette are doing. Yeah.
They'll make the same mistake 10 times.
And Peter says, "Say, mate, I don't turn my wife on that often."
Yeah, you see, when you first got her, I bet you were turning her on all the time, and now she just sits there in the kitchen or the living room or whatever, and you just look at her when you've got nothing else to do.
I'm not going to say what. Yeah, that's not.
You just keep building.
Yeah.
I'm not involved with you.
But yeah, so I've got a few builds on the go, and you know, obviously with these builds are like 1 to 2.5 year commitments.
Yeah.
And you really don't know what's going to happen down the line, do you?
No. Well, it's like once we get another good day, I'm going to put cladding on the inside of the shed on the front gable end. I've done both long sides of it, and then once I've done that, I've got to do the back gable end, but I've got a big massive shelf there with all the models on, and I'm going to have to try and get that out without breaking anything.
Okay.
Get all the models off and see if I can get it out so I can put the cladding on. Then after that, I can start doing the my USS Missouri build.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that.
I've not touched it since last autumn.
Well, I've found there's a couple of guys I get models from. There's one guy I get. He's a little bit cheaper than shops, but it has the advantage. He has a savings plan, so I just pop a few quid every week, and then I get the kit whenever I can afford it. When I've got enough saved up. But there's another guy. He's called Tomcatters, and I don't even want to know where he gets his kits from, because he does mystery boxes. Now, I bought the 1 to 48 scale mystery box. It cost me 55 quid.
Yeah.
And I got a double kit of the Bronco, and I keep forgetting the name of the helicopter. It's an Army helicopter, the really thin one. Is it the Apache?
Yeah.
The thinner one of the two. And then I also got the Airfix Mustang. 50 quid. Well, you can't buy that double pack of the Bronco and the helicopter for less than that in the shops.
No.
And he does he does about 5 different boxes, with one being 125 quid. So, and it's great. You got that little surprise of not knowing what you're getting. And because I said to him, I go, you know, if you can tailor it slightly to what I like, I said that'd be brilliant. And I said, funnily enough, I said, I've already got a Mustang and I've already got a Bronco, but this will enable me to just go off a little bit, like I could do the Marine version, which will just be a little bit different. And the Mustang, I'm not going to say I can or can't do it, but I've never done bare metal finishes before. So I might do this Airfix one first, and then I'll do, because the other one I've got is a really nice one.
It's like a,
Yeah, I have 3 packs left to the Agora. Sorry, I'm reading comments before they. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that is looking really nice, Chris. Really liking that.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. Done well with it. Some parts of it.
I've picked your shows up every now and again. Most of the time I've watched them after they broadcast, but yeah, you're doing all right on that.
Yeah, have a laugh.
But I've always said you're a good builder anyway, haven't I?
Yeah.
And you've never let me down on that comment.
Yeah, I'll just get these bits of chat. I am extremely worried about Chris, Mike says.
Why?
Peter Webster says, that's why I have so many models, LOL.
Yeah.
Mike says, he's been on over 30 minutes and not said that's what she said yet.
Oh, he did say it earlier. He said it once.
And Pete says, I have only have 3 packs left for the Agora Ferrari 312 T4 build, and that will £350 a month, so I need to allocate the money to a new build.
See, I must admit, I've been saying for 2 years or more, once I finish this build, I'm going to cut back the number of builds I do. And then something else comes out.
Yeah.
Peter says, I got my Internet City 125 Hat Class 4.3 set come yesterday. Looking forward to upgrading them now. Nice one, Peter.
Yeah, take on after grab.
Looking good, that, Chris.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dave.
Yeah. The problem that I have is because I've painted up my engine a bit, I'm noticing that the other parts I've got, they're going to have to be painted up as well to match.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about the mud guards because I've got to do those now, haven't I?
Yeah.
So be careful when you start improving things, because you got to know how much you've got to do, when you've got to do it, and when to stop.
Yeah. I would do it, but I haven't got the skill for that.
Well, no, it's you've not got the practice, Chris.
That's what I mean.
A lot of painting, it's not skill, it's knowing what to do and when. Would you agree or disagree with that? I've forgotten your name now, whoever you are, the other person on the stream. I've actually, my mind's gone blank.
Big Mac. Oh, Big
Mac, that's it, Mac.
You forgot my name. How dare you?
You know, I just forgot everything. But would you agree with that, Mac? It's not so much skill, it's more knowing what to do and when. And being brave enough to attempt it.
Well, what I've seen what you did with your truck, you've done a good job on it.
Well, see, I've done weathering, and of course the great thing about oils is they take so long to dry. If you muck it all up, just get some solvent and just wipe it all off again.
Yeah.
Because I've just done the engine on this AF2, and quite often what you're doing is you're putting a big splodge of oil on.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, oh my God, I've ruined it. And then you're getting a brush that's damp with solvents, and you're just diluting and spreading it about and pushing it where you want it. and then the effect just becomes really, really subtle.
Tough them screws, aren't they, Chris?
I was only going in plastic, but need to make sure it's tight.
See, I have to be careful when I make comments about Mike because he's always there ready for a revenge comment. Like that next one.
I think
what my
you're at that
brain
age
is
when you start forgetting things.
Yeah. I think
like
what
me.
my brain is doing, it's telling me, Penny, you've been away from the camera too long.
Right.
So if you want to give Slap Mike a carry on. I'm joking out. Make sure they tight, it's still wobbling, isn't it?
Yeah, is that screw's not in enough or is it in the wrong place?
No, it's right. Probably not enough yet.
Well, you know how they go. It's you'll put the screw in, it's really, really wobbly. I don't know, Maria.
You are.
Got my half bald cat just jumped up on the bed with me. Oh.
Yeah.
Your poor thing. Big old bullshit. I don't know why they've shaved so much of her backside out just for a little 1/2 inch cut. But I suppose they have their reasons, don't they?
Yeah. And Mike says, we have missed you, Penny. We've all missed you.
Yeah, I missed everybody. You're such a purry cat the last couple of days, aren't you? Nymeria was the sort of cat that just like, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't care. She'll be the last to meet you at the door. But since I come home this time, she's like, you've only got to look at her and she starts purring at you.
Right.
But I thought I'd lost her affection forever because when I took her to the vet yesterday, she was in the cat carrier. Didn't make any noises or anything, but she was sitting with her head in the carrier, so her bum was pointing towards me, and I'm like, yeah, you turned your back to me there. And when she came out from the operation, she had this really nasty looking at me, like really nasty look. Yeah. And then she just turned around and just turned her back to me again. And I thought, yeah, you're not happy, are you?
Yeah.
But I feel horrible, but it's for her own good. Actually, I'm glad I did now because they gave me a call and they said, oh, she's got fleas. Not many. It's very early stages. And I said, oh, brilliant. Pardon?
Get some frontline.
She's right. So they've given me flea treatment for both of them, which I get for free anyway because I'm in this. They call it the Healthy Pet Club, and I pay so much a month, and that gives me all of their vaccinations and flea and worm treatments throughout the year. It also gives me either 10 or 20% off all vet bills. So her being spay, I got 10 or 20% off that. And in all fairness, I've actually saved more money than I've spent on it. So I said, well, I needed to talk to you about flea and worm treatment anyway. And then they sold me this.
When we had our cats, we gave, well, it's like Frontline, but it was a bit stronger called Advantage. And you'd say something cleared it.
Well, they've given me, I mean, the actual treat. Now, I've never seen anything like this. I'm always used to, for fleas, you get a little liquid capsule thing that you put behind the back of the neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then worming has always been a tablet. But this is all in one. Just squeeze the contents of the bottle behind the back of the neck, and that's worm and fleas. Cool. And then I've got to clean my house anyway. And then I've got this can of spray that I've got to spray everywhere, all throughout the house. But to be honest with you, you really ought to be doing that anyway, don't you? Mm-hmm. And I said, how often do I have to do that? She said, once a year. So I thought, okay, fair enough. It's £25 for a can, but to be honest with you, for peace of mind, that's probably worth doing, isn't it?
Yeah. Pizza Webster says Marie is doing our wedding pic custom now. It took her 6 days to complete. The chameleon custom will post pics in the group when I get a 5. Oh, looking forward to that.
I remember Peter was well chuffed when he got those customs. He sent me pictures, and that was
And
really nice.
Pizza Webster says Mike.
Oh, see, it's funny that when I got this cat, I wasn't ready for a cat. I didn't really agree with someone giving me a cat as a Christmas present, but it just worked out so well for me. I just feel a little bit bad about leaving them.
Yeah.
But,
is that well screwed in now, Chris?
Yeah.
No wobble?
Yeah, it's all good.
Good.
Dave likes a good wobble, don't you, Dave?
Yeah, I like a good wobble.
That's what she said.
Wobble like Oh, just, yeah, I like that one. You wobble like a jelly today, Dave.
Yeah, wobble like jelly.
Oh, Dave,
Do you remember the old kids' toys? What were they called? Weebles?
Yeah, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall
They don't
down.
fall down, yeah.
Peter says, I'm buying Maria a ragdoll kitten for our anniversary this year. Are you going to call it Bag Puss by any chance?
Oh, that would be a brilliant name. Shadow Mate. Now he's interested in something else.
That show I haven't seen for years.
Yes, Peter says, shortly after she finished my chameleon, sadly passed away due to old age, and the pig replaces her cage. Oh,
so
sorry
how old is an old chameleon then?
Huh?
How old is old for a chameleon?
Oh, yeah.
Don't really know what they, Oh, gorgeous. Are you feeling better yet?
Yeah, that's it.
8 years, okay.
And then, really there now. There's not much left to do on you now.
Yeah, man.
Can I come in chameleon? Oh.
I think the vet's going to be happy with you tomorrow.
Right, what's next? Dave, you're a chameleon, aren't you?
Yeah, I change colour.
Your belly misses.
When my blood pressure goes up, I've got a blood red face.
That's you all over, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called old age.
Yeah, that's you, I know it. No difference, huh? Yeah. High, innit? Yeah, just coming well now, this is.
Wow, Snake is 11. Wow.
One in. Done. Nearly there now. Nearly finished. Done well though. I'm enjoying it.
Good. No point doing it, Chris, if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even if yours doesn't look as good as someone else's, or it looks better than someone else's, it's all about enjoying. Pardon?
It just makes it his own.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's always that.
Uh-huh.
That reminds me, that Elvis film is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah. Peter says, my snake is 11 this October. Mine's nearly 57.
I love saying what that means.
Oh, I dare you to call your puppy David. Because we have a group member, David Bassett, don't we?
Yeah, Bassett Hound.
Yeah.
But my snake can get around 20 years old. Blimey.
Hey, Dave, that's what you're into, isn't it?
Mike says, Chameleon, I thought he's...
Did have one somewhere. I'll just use this. Use this bag.
Yeah, that's better than nothing, isn't it?
Here for a minute.
Just worry you'll knock that and chip the paint off.
Yeah, I know.
Our Shet don't paint their paints as well. Doesn't paint their parts as well as Dave Mack does.
Yeah.
I just do my best.
Yeah, well, at least you put a primer on first, don't you?
Yeah.
This is confusing.
So yeah, I was saying earlier on about this guy who can get cheap kits, and he's offered me the Is it the Yamamoto?
Oh, the Yamato.
Yeah, Yamato in 1 to 200 scale.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
That is a big model. Well, you know, like it was years ago. There's a place in Beaumaris in Wales. There's a model shop there, and he's got everything in there. And on a shelf, I've seen this massive model of the Yamato.
Yeah. I
don't know what scale it was, but it must have been at least 10 foot in length.
Wow. So 10 foot, that's 3 meters. That must have been about 1 to 100, 1 to 150 then.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
Because apparently the 1 to 200 scale is about 1.5 meters long. Although
you should have seen.
I can top that though, Dave Mack. There's
you can what?
At Snetterton in Norfolk, and they have the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And get this, 1 to 72 scale.
Wow.
It's about, I don't know the actual length of it, but it must be 30, 40 foot long.
Oh dear.
And it's all been scratch built because obviously, as you can imagine, there is no box version of that. And it's got all the aircraft in it, 1 to 72 scale. And it just looks absolutely amazing.
What are you doing, Chris?
I done something wrong, that's why.
All right.
Something wrong?
Yeah, I put it on the wrong side.
Be careful, Chris.
This is meant to go this way.
Was that why it was a bit wobbly?
Could have been anything.
The trouble is sometimes those you sort of thread the plastic very easily on those, can't you?
Yeah.
That's why I always say to people, screw slowly.
Yeah, I wish I did.
Yeah, I know you do, but
I'm gonna have to do
there
this.
might be someone watching for the first time ever.
Mike says you can't get rid of me that easy.
No, and I'm glad we can't.
I'll just sit my knee back, so I'm gonna have to watch this round as well. Yeah, just when I looked at the magazine as well, it did look wrong. Whoops.
I'm beginning to think that I might be a bad influence on you, Chris.
It's all right now.
Well, no, the number of times that I've missed the start of your stream, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it started an hour ago, I'll catch the end of it, and it's actually finished. Yeah, every time I come on your stream, it goes on for about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it's just this is not the first thing that's gone wrong today, but
No, it's all right, Chris. I mean, I like a part work that has challenging bits to it, but not every issue.
yeah.
Personally.
I'm gonna
As I say, that AF2, that's been an absolute pain in the bum to do. And someone said, yeah, but you'll enjoy it, won't you, if there's more work to do? I'm like, yeah. The engine, that took me 3 days to do. It's all resin, and you have to put each cylinder in individually.
Yeah.
It's 18 cylinders, and then it says why not cut some strips of wire for extra details? So, like an idiot, I did that as well.
Yeah.
And then I weathered it all. And but I'm happy with the results.
Stuck in the same size, yeah. Oops.
And that's my least favourite word, Chris. Oops.
We make mistakes on each one after that. Sorry, I just messed up. That was alright. Get screwed up now.
No, there's another YouTuber out there. He will remain nameless, but I love the way he goes. Oh no, it's okay, I can get on with it. And you think, no, I know something big has just gone wrong now.
I know. Yeah, I know you want to go. But yeah.
Right, so remind me, I haven't got the titles up. What issue are you doing, Chris? I'm going to have a little look, see if I got the magazine.
59, which is...
Just 59 will do. Right, I'm going to disappear for a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, Shadow Man. You're keeping guard there on the end of the bed.
You right, Dave?
Yeah.
Didn't drink a lot.
Unless you're buying.
Yeah, 10 quid a head for you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Realised I done an error. It's alright. Wobble like a jelly. Sounds like a song, but I'm not going to say what song it is because it's not a clean version. Again, I know what you're doing tonight, Dave. Getting drunk, and you?
No.
I thought you were.
No, I'm up early morning.
Oh, you've got your blow up blonde, have you?
Yeah.
Quarters of the time already. It's gone quick.
I found it.
Oh, that's good.
And I've just seen the parts that come with it.
Yeah, have you done that one?
I'm surprised you had more problems with it already. Right, so what stage are you up to? Wow.
Tell you what,
Loads of parts.
have you done this issue yet? No.
No, I just opened it like 10 seconds ago for the first time ever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, page 8.
Right.
Page 8.
Right, so I'll tell you what, I'll go through all of the instructions.
Yeah.
Till I catch up with you, and that'll give you a chance to put it right. So step 1, take the filter and check how it fits over the screw socket in the side of the rack. Step 2, fix the filter in place with a 1.2 by 4 mil PB screw. Do not over tighten the screw.
Yeah, never do this back.
Step 3, take the chassis assembly from issue 58. Identify the fixing point for the rack 59.7 on the left side of the chassis 4801 behind the mudguard. Pegs on the uprights of the rack fit into the hole circled in blue. Below, the holes circled in yellow are screw sockets. Stage 4, align the screw holes in the rack 59.7 with the sockets in the chassis and fix in place with two 1.8 by 3.5 mil PM screws DD4. Stage 5, which you've done, take the bottom of the upper tank 59.1. The screw holes in parts 59.01 fit over the raised screw sockets in the rack.
Yeah.
You say you're up to stage 8. No, you said, Jesus, how many steps are there?
Yeah,
Wow.
page 8,
There's like 1 million pages of instructions. Right,
Yeah.
so step 8, fix the bottom of the air tank in place with two 2.3 by 4mm PB screws. Note that this part does not have the cross ribs on the interior. See also next step. So that's the bit you're redoing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I didn't.
So now it looks to me like there's two parts that look quite similar.
Yeah.
It looks like they've got holes in different places, so you can't fit the wrong one in. So you're currently fitting 5901.
Yeah, because I just done a.
It
Because
looks like you've got a circular bit goes on the inside, and a bit on the hole goes on the outside.
yeah, that one, which is a top bit, goes on top of it.
Right. Okay. And then stage 7, turn the assembly over and check how the top of the lower tank fits on the bottom of the rack. Note that this part has cross ribs on the interior. Is that the bit you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, for the bottom bit, yeah.
Right. I wish I had more light in my bedroom. Right. Fix the top of the lower tank in place with 2 screws.
Yeah,
So that is the bit you're doing. And then the next stage, stage 9, will be take the bottom of the lower tank and fit the long pipe to the peg on the rounded end of part 5902. Is that where we are now?
Simple, yeah.
Right, okay.
So once I corrected it.
Yeah, that's I'll be honest with you, Chris, looking at those instructions and looking at all the parts,
Yeah.
the fact that you've only had to step back once, I think you've done all right.
Yeah.
What are you doing on my dirty laundry basket, Mary?
Mix it to the screen right now.
The 2 athletic misses.
Sounds like they've started doing an essay there.
Hey?
Sounds like you're doing an essay.
Oh, what?
Sounds like you're doing an essay.
Essay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you writing me? You writing me a letter, you, Dave?
I'm not. No. I'm just doing something.
I know that. I'm joking.
Shadow, are you in a hump?
That's
Well
something.
done, mate.
Oh, better.
Oh, why you bite me when I'm being nice to you?
I know. Kevin, fancy coming to mine for the weekend, Dave, or what?
Say again.
Fancy coming round for the weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe you go on the pub call then. Get drunk. No, I'm joking.
You know, I keep trying to get drunk, but it never happens.
I never do anyway, never have.
Well, we're planning next time I go back to London. We're planning. I've actually got I'm down there for my birthday, and I'm going to be off on my birthday.
Yeah.
So I've just invited a load of the drivers down to the pub, and I don't know whether well, the thing is, when you plan to get drunk, you don't, do you? And I'm not planning on getting drunk, but you just never know what's going to happen, do you?
Yeah. Tell you one thing, I haven't been to London for years.
Well, we went the first time we went. It was because they've got like a restaurant there, and the two guys I was with, one ordered a curry, and one ordered steak, and I wasn't hungry, so I just had a drink, and then I just thought I liked the look of the steak, and I said to one of us went home early this time. So I said to the other one, I said, should we have a dip meal down the pub before we go? He went, yeah, definitely. So I had the steak, and it was quite nice. It was only about 10 quid for steak and half a pint, which I thought in London. We have this catchphrase in London, because obviously we live in Scotland and we're used to Scottish prices. And then we're in London and we find ourselves saying all the time, oh, it's a bit expensive, but it is London.
Yeah. That'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Right, so now you're doing stages 9 and 10. Feed the pipe.
Just got to do the separate part.
Hang on.
Oh, right. Okay, I understand it.
Right, so that pipe should be poking inwards, not outwards. Sorry, my shadow, did I knock you?
Yeah, no, right. I put the wrong cap on, that's why.
Ah, that'd be why.
Yeah. Right,
that's a really good value for money issue today, isn't it?
It sounds, yeah, the ribs goes on top. The rib top one, I didn't
right. The one with the cross ribs on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Shadow. No, Mary, your claws are sharp.
This one goes on the top of it.
Right.
Yeah. Which I've only now noticed earlier.
Should there be a pipe on that?
Yeah, I think the pin is pressed off.
Oh, Chris. You've ruined the entire model.
If I need to get it replaced, I can sort that out.
Well, you might just be able to glue something on. Or, I'll tell you what you could do, depending on the thickness of the pipe.
Yeah.
You could get a piece of brass wire and drill a little hole in the part, poke a bit of the wire into the pipe.
Yeah.
And then glue the pipe, the tube, not the tube, the brass wire into the hole.
Yeah.
And that'll do the job just as well.
And then it should be on the other way around, Chris. You got it the wrong way around.
It can't be, because that's got to be in the front.
All right.
Right. The actual. Hang on. Are we?
What lid goes on top of this one?
Right. Hang on. So. Right, right. So, are you looking at stage 10 on page 5? Is that where you are at the moment?
I have to recorrect, yeah. So, the lid's
right.
On top
so,
of that.
What I'm looking at is it's upside down because the mud flap is so you're doing the other bit.
Yeah, because I'm
right.
Lid on top.
So the one that you've already done, where the mud guard is. Oh God! It's trying to work out where you are.
Because I have to recorrect because I've done a boo-boo.
Yeah, right. So what stage do you? Because they keep starting the stages again, don't they?
Yeah, hang on.
Because you've got
the lid that goes on top of the.
You've got fitting the filter rack and air tank stages 1 to 16. Then it goes fitting the pipes stages 1 to 9.
Yeah.
Then you've got tank holders steps 1 to 3.
Yeah, it was the right one. I did do it in the right place. Yeah.
Okay.
That's this magazine's confusing me.
Right, I can see the bit that you're looking at now.
Yeah, right. I know I done right. Okay, got it.
Right, okay.
Sorted. That one was the right. Take that pipe up for a minute. That was the right end. Goes.
Okay.
that goes on top of there. Just screwed it. Yeah, it was right. It just looked wrong on the Magasol.
Yeah, it was because you've got two tanks that look very similar.
Yeah, that's what bugged me out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to correct that and then it'll be done then.
But I suspect that because they've got different positions for the hole, for screw holes, one piece won't go on the wrong bit.
Yeah, the top bits won't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's usually the way they do it, isn't it? They change the screw holes or something.
Yeah.
See, that's just because everything's red. It's hard to tell apart, isn't it?
That's what the computer. That's what the picture. Yeah, confused me.
Yeah.
Their fault.
When it's all the same color, you can't see. I can't even see the one with the cross ribs because they just look the same to me.
Yeah. Yeah, corrected it now.
Right. Okay.
The make sure they're tight now.
Good. So, but yeah, if you break the little pins off, I mean, obviously try not to break the pins off, but it's not as drastic as needing a new issue. You could probably buy a load of steel rods for less money than it cost you for a new issue.
Yeah. Actually, I have got a spare 59.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough then.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Well, I had it from W. Smith before. I added the subscriptions, so
Right.
So any parts that
Okay.
needs replacing, I can do it.
Right.
I just realised that now. I don't know where that spare 59 is.
Okay. Well, if you've got a spare issue, then obviously you can use that.
Yeah.
But
I can get the issues done as much as I can tonight. Then what I'll do off screen is get the spare bits on. I just realised because the issue is somewhere. I just came to my mind now. That did.
Pardon?
That just came to my mind about the spare issue, so it's all good. Because it was part of my issue that I had W. Smith.
All right.
Then I had these. That will do for now. Yeah, this one is replacing. So what I'll do is put the new bit on once I can find that issue.
Okay.
Just do it. Leave the pipes and things off tonight, then just put the covers on them in.
Yeah.
Because this one's snapped as well, so.
Right. Okay. So you gonna finish this, or are you gonna do a part B?
I do the rest off camera, I will.
Right. Okay.
Because
Just make sure you fill us in on what you do when you stream next.
yeah, just putting these caps on and then we leave it there then.
Right.
Because this issue is too thickly, but what I can do.
Well, it looks like next week's the issue 60 is a simpler issue, so the balance of the two issues looks quite good actually.
Tell you what then, we do 60 on screen then.
What, and then come back to this one next week?
I do.
The only thing I would say is, depending on where issue 60 parts go, can you access those bits?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because this is a front sway bar for the biggest for the front.
Right. Okay. Right. Let me go and find issue 60 then. I can call out the instructions then, can't I?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll do 60 on screen as well, guys. I'll come back to what I'll do then. I'll get the replacement parts and I will study the instructions for once, get them pipes on properly. If that makes sense. Does it, Dave?
Hey?
What I just said, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I just realised that myself. So, right, I will leave issue 59 like that. My glasses in the frame. So just hang on.
You got your glasses caught inside it.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, because I took them off to see what I was doing. Right. Pretend 59 is done, but it's not fully done yet. But because of the mess up on screen.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Chris.
Yeah.
There aren't as many parts in issue 60, but they weigh a lot more than you would think by looking at them.
Yeah. So what we'll do then is, we'll do that now in a minute.
Okay.
But what we'll do then, guys, off screen, I will get these rectified.
Yeah, get it done off stream.
They've done it to that far, yeah, which I've done. But then I make sure they tightened pipes on, rectified, and then. But swiftly on then, we do part 60.
Right. Do you want to do part 60? Because you are going to need some pliers.
Yeah.
It is actually a nice issue because you've got to make a part but not actually fit it to the truck.
Yeah, which I've got 6 years, so I'll do that now then.
Okay, if you want to do that, I can pull out the bits for you.
Let me get the magazine then, which I've got.
Right then.
Got it in my drawers.
Well, you two, you're up to something, aren't you? I can always tell when they're up to something. If they're in the kitchen and they're not doing anything naughty, they either stay in the kitchen or they walk out of the kitchen. But I just walked down the hall and both of them ran out of the kitchen. And then Nymeria's just climbed up on top of one of my shelves. So I think they're up to something.
But what I'll do after stream, guys, or once the stream thing's done, I'll change the description.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Otherwise, everyone will be going, what's happened to issue 60? And then you can go, well, if you were watching the stream, you'd know.
Yeah, that's why I said change the description, so at least you know then.
Oh, hang on, I've got to just disappear for a minute. I just forgotten to get something.
Yeah. Yeah, 59 will be rectified after stream anyway, so. It looks like we've got to cut the pins. You right, Dave?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Dave? Going for a pint? Oh.
I mean, heck.
If you're going for a pint, I can't review. I'm not joking. I'm messing about, I am. Okay, we'll wait for Penn to come back for the instructions for this.
Yeah.
I've got the book here as well.
Right, I'm ready whenever you are, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so issue 60, fitting the anti-sway bar.
Yeah.
An anti-sway bar is fitted to the front axle. Well, it's not actually fitted to the front axle, is it?
No.
But we know what they mean. So, the first piece, I'll just say the end number, I won't say. And part 2 is the left anti-sway bar hold, and I've called them both out for a reason.
Yeah, they are.
It says the anti-sway bar holders are marked R and L. There is also an L and an R marked on the axle, and the axle being piece number 3. So
the right one is that one.
Right. So just look for the little R and the L, and you can't get them on the wrong way.
Yeah, the L, the left one is that one.
So piece 4, you've got 2 pins, 2 millimeter diameter, 8 millimeters long. And this is the bit where I would suggest do not cut the bag open until you actually need it.
Yeah.
And if you've got your little screw holder thing, Chris, maybe put them in there.
Yeah.
Because they will roll.
And I got my yellow pop as well, so the screw pop, the pop tray, so I can put them in there.
Right. Okay, and then piece 5 is the anti-sway bar, which is a U-shaped piece.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then
you've got 3 1.8 by 5 millimeter PM screws labeled DD04.
Yeah, which are them.
And then, as we said earlier, the anti-sway bar holders are marked R and L.
Yeah, which I've got, and the pins, so that's...
Right. So, step 1 Fix the right anti-sway bar holder number 1 in the recess in the right-hand end of the axle, piece 3, marked R. Pegs on part 1 fit into the recesses in the axle as indicated.
Yeah.
And I think that looks like an old-fashioned jousting stick. You know, the knights used to joust.
Yeah.
And they have these big, and they have a little cutout to hold their hand on with.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like Dave's having a party there.
Say again?
It sounds like Dave's having a party.
Right.
Hey, no.
Right. Stage 2, fix the anti-sway bar holder in place on the axle with a 1.8 by 3.5 mil PM screw. And it looks like the sway bar holder has 5 holes in it. So it looks like the 5 on a dice, with the middle one being where you put the screw, and the 4 in the corners will line up with little pegs on the sway bar holder thingy, whatever it's called. Sorry, yeah, can we help you, Shadow? You can't get up there because there's a big box up there, isn't there? You've been Go on then, up the jump.
I've got Chris Creeks in the house. Hi, Chris, Dave and Penny. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris, how are you? Are you being a money grabber tonight, Chris? Is that why we're not seeing you?
No, he's been playing his games.
Oh, the games are more important than us then, are they?
Well, yeah. So it's that way around, is it, for the part and holder?
Yes, that looks right to me. It should be 4 pegs. Or is there 4 pegs? No, there's 2 pegs.
Yeah, there's 2 pegs and then there's 2 holes.
Right. Oh, so those other 2 holes will line up with something else in the future.
Yeah, 3. There's 4 holes, yeah.
Right. So stages 3 is unsurprisingly,
Screw it in.
similarly, fit the left anti-sway bar holder 2 at the other end of the axle 4. Fix in
Yeah,
place
well,
with a
yeah.
1.8 by 3.5 mil PM screw DD04. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Yeah, we're not that far yet.
Chris says loads of money.
Yeah.
And he says Cheryl was playing earlier.
Trouble is, when you work loads of overtime, there's only really 2 people who gets rich. One's the tax man and the other one's your boss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I started my first job, I saw this Lamborghini parked in the car park, and I was sort of looking at it. And this guy comes up to me and he says, "Do you like that?" I said, "Yeah, it's very nice." He says, "Well, look, if you work really, really hard, this time next year, I can have another one."
I get that. I wouldn't mind one of them myself.
It's true saying that.
It is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So we could. Come by hard.
Yeah, the more money you earn, the more tax you pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Gary. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And yeah, my setup changed slightly as well, Pen, on you.
Yeah.
I got the computer tower instead.
Nice. Well, I did say when you first start streaming, you'll just improve it as you go, didn't I?
Yeah. It's just the lighting needs to improve a little bit now.
Yeah, that's it. You'll just find little things just to work on.
Oh,
And then as soon as you fix that, you'll find something else you're not happy with, and so you'll fix that. And something else. And
yeah.
right. Do me a favour, Chris, when you've put that in,
Yeah.
I want to compare it to the magazine. Can you put it down on the table? That's it. Look, right. Just lift it up and then rotate it.
Which way?
I can see the end.
That way, sir.
Yeah, that looks spot on. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I noticed there's a little tab on the bottom that should be pointing downwards and upwards, downwards and outwards.
Yeah, because you got
Which
that.
it seems to be doing. Yeah. I've got a feeling that's going to link up with the next stage, and if it's in wrong, it's not going to fit anyway.
Yeah, I'm on the PS5 as well. I am.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
am. You know what? I am definitely going to get a PS5, but I'm going to wait for the new release of the next FIFA game. Because
Yeah.
I reckon they'll do a deal. You know, you can go in. I looked at the prices today, and the PlayStation 5 costs whatever it costs, and then they do a deal with 2 games, and it works out about 60. I think it's 60 quid extra for the 2 games, but they're not games that I would really buy.
Well,
If I wait till the new, I think it's just going to be called EA Sports 24 or something like that, because they're losing the FIFA license, but I'm sure they'll do a deal with that, won't they?
Yeah, the PS5 I got is on contract with EE.
Is what?
I'm on contract with it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what, you pay a little bit like a mobile phone?
Yeah, 31 quid a month, right, for 24 months.
Oh God, that sounds expensive, Chris.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, the thing is, I mean, this is the trouble. If you've got the money, life is cheaper for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's just short of 500 quid to buy, but not everyone's got 500 quid lying around, have they?
No.
So that's why
I'm doing my usual. I've got a model show in Perth I'm going to on Saturday, and I've been saving up for it, and I've saved up 600 quid. But I've just had to have the cat done. So that's just over 100 quid. And then there's the flea treatment. Then I had my car looked at, so I want my brakes checked, because there's a bit of a what do you call, like a rubbing noise.
Yeah.
And he looked at it. He said, "It's not your brakes, it's your wheel bearing." So I'm like, do I want to take that car on a 120-mile round journey on Saturday?
No.
No, exactly. So.
Because if your bearings go, your wheels off.
Yeah, exactly. So he's quoted me 150 quid for it. So that's 150 quid less models.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if I'd spend that much, because to be honest with the rate I'm going, if I bought 5 or 6 models, that'd probably do me a year.
Oh.
And then I can start saving up for next year's show.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I'm going now.
A lot of kids walking past here now, and everyone have got their heads in the phone.
What's that?
A lot of kids just walk past here now, and they've got their heads in the phone.
Yeah, they do, don't they? I don't know how they see where they're going. The number of people I leave at bus stops because they don't flag the bus down because they got their head in the phone.
Mm.
So I just leave them behind, and then I look in my rear view mirror or my wing mirrors, and I see him chasing after the bus, and I'm like, too late.
I mean, I know I take my phone with me, but I keep it in my pocket.
Yeah, I do look at my phone probably too much, but usually when I'm at bus terminuses and things like that, you know, if I've got like a 10-minute layover, I might pull a game out or something and play it for a couple of minutes, check my messages, but I try not to have my head in the phone too much.
Yeah. So many people do that all the time, like, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, the kids round here, the robots.
Yeah. The thing that actually annoys me the most is people who wear headphones and they come up to you and ask you a question, and you give them the answer and they go, "What?" I'm like, "Well, take your freaking headphones out and you'll hear me."
No, someone said that to me with their headphones, and he said, "What?" And I just say, "Take your headphones out, and you'll hear me."
Well, when they're on the bus, if they talk to me, I said, I ain't talking to you, headphones in.
Yeah.
But that is the one good thing about London is no one talks to you. They just tap the card on the machine, and then they go and sit down. What are you doing, Shadow?
Another thing that annoys me as well is people don't speak to each other, like just use the phones.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I had a funny thing when I got to London on the last trip. I was on the way to the hotel, and this guy comes up to me. He says, "Oh, could you help me with 40 quid?" And I went, "No, I ain't got that much." I genuinely didn't. But it actually played on my mind because if they're just general begging, they're like, "Have you got any spare change?" But this guy asked for quite a specific, larger amount. Like maybe he's got 40 quid's worth of rent to pay, or he's going to be out on the streets. And then I'm like, I'm feeling really bad about it for
yeah, but the thing is, no, Penny, that 40 quid can go on something else instead, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, see, there's a couple of beggars that look genuine, and I don't mind going into Greg's. You got my masking tape? He's just been up on the shelf, and then he's let down on the bed. Then he's got a roll of masking tape in his mouth. And now Nymeria is off to see what he's got. Yeah, so like if I think they're genuine, I don't mind buying them like a cup of coffee and a bacon roll or something in the morning.
Yeah.
And then if they turn around and go, "No, I want the money," it's like, well, I'm not going to help you out then. Because if you're begging for money for food, the way I see it is I've cut the middleman out, haven't I?
Yeah.
So you're having a bit of a struggle with that, Chris.
Doesn't want to bite.
See, I'd say, "Oh, have you tried the old backwards and forwards method?" See, I'd say, "Oh, you're taking your time on that, Chris," but I ain't done that issue, so I'm not going to be critical until I've done it myself. But I'm just going to take a little bit of a break for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to visit the room next door.
Yeah, okay.
And see what he's done with my masking tape. Oh, he's left it in the hallway to trip over.
You're better off dipping that in oil, Chris, and make it easier.
I've got it now. Just
all right.
Yeah. Just been a little bit like you, Dave.
Awkward.
Yeah. That's right. That needs tightening now. Let's how to do the other one now. Yeah, it's a bit wobbly, yeah. That one's wobbly as well, so I need to fix that now. Getting there. Put on this one and then put my weight on the screen. Getting that bit wobbly still. Yeah, this one is great. Got any plans tomorrow, Dave?
Hey?
What's your plans tomorrow?
On a wedding run tomorrow.
Got a what?
A wedding run.
What, yours?
Yeah, right. No, it's for Saturday's wedding. First one of the year.
Nice. Well, that Chris, what, you and Chris is getting married, you?
No, me and you are.
Oh, that cat is a bugger. So when I go in the bathroom, they don't come. They come in with me, but they don't always come out. So what I started doing ages ago with Shadow was I count to 3, and I shut him in the bathroom for about a minute, and he don't like it, and he howls to come out. So I open the door, and he comes out, and over time he's learnt to come. So I tell him, "Come on," and then he comes out. She don't care. I tell her, so I shut her in. She's like, "Lovely, I'm in a playground now."
Let's try and get a different school.
So yeah, funny story. 2 parts to it. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll have already seen the first part. But when she was down the vet, I did a little bit of shopping. I picked them up both a little catnip toy. Got the bag home, put it on the floor. He always goes straight in the shopping bags anyway. But he found this toy, and he pulled it out.
Yeah.
And so I took it off him because I said, "No, I'm going to give you both the toy when she's home." Put the bag up on the worktop, and then my neighbour came round. So we're sitting in the living room having a cup of coffee, and then he goes and sits on her lap for a bit, and then he comes and sits on my lap, and then he runs off in the hall, and he starts meowing, but he's doing his "I want attention" meow. So I just said to her, I said, "Just ignore him. He's being an attention whore." So then he stops. Then he comes in the living room with this toy that he's got out of the plastic bag again. But he's looking for places to hide up. So I'm chasing him to get this toy off him. I get him, and as I go to pull the toy away, his claw stayed in, but he took a swipe at me to stop me from taking the toy. I'm like, "You really want that, don't you?"
Yeah, that's it.
He's been like that. Right. That looks good, Chris. Oh, you've done both. I thought it was you struggling to do one.
I found that the problem, the screwdriver head was a bit too far down. So
Right, okay. They are good screwdrivers when you get them in right.
Yeah, well, there we are. Now it is. Right, that's done.
Brilliant. Right, so you've got 2 stages left. Stage 4, fit the sockets on the ends of the anti-sway bar between the tabs on the holders 01 and 02 as indicated.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see what's right. Yeah.
So you don't need the pins yet. You're just doing a dry fit at this stage.
Dry fit.
Dry fit. That would suggest that you might have put the sway bar holders in properly. Right. So take a pin, piece 4, and fit it through the hole in one of the tabs on parts 1.
Yeah.
Then through the socket on the anti-sway bar, and then into the hole on the second tab on part 1. Fit the pin smooth end first, and push the serrated end firmly in place so that it's held in the first hole. So basically what you've got is you've got a little pin that's going to fit through, but it's got some serrated edges on it. So that once that last bit goes in, it's going to bite into the hole and hold itself in place. So once that's in, that's going to stay in. Yeah.
Well, I've got my screw cutters there, so I can push that in.
Yeah.
With that in there.
It also says a tip: to avoid damaging the paint, wrap the ends of the pliers with masking tape.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, that's your model, Chris.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it should be all right. As long as I can get it in.
I would like to see a pair of pliers that's built, like those adjustable spanners you can get.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a pair of pliers made like that. so that you can't fully close it. You
Yeah.
can adjust it to where you want.
Yeah,
Because obviously, when they're not fully closed, they're at an angle, aren't they? And you can't get a proper purchase down on them.
yeah.
There you go, something for you to work on in your tool shed, Dave Mac.
Yeah.
You like a good player, in, don't you, Dave?
Hey.
You like a good players.
Yeah, I got a good set of players. Yeah.
You know, I just bought a really good set. I bought another set of side cutters for my. I have like a travel model kit now, and the set that I use, which they're a little bit expensive, but in my opinion, they're the best ones I've ever had. But the company now makes long nose pliers, and I'm like, well, I'll get them as well because they're only like about £6 extra. If you need them, it's suddenly worth the money, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I did have a set of side cutters, cheap side cutters, but I needed to cut some wires. And if you start cutting plastic side cutters on wires, it very quickly ruins it. And what I didn't realise that these long nose pliers, they actually come right at in where the pivot is. There's a little blade on it, so you can cut wires, and they're absolutely brilliant.
Cool. I'm gonna put it that way. This is figuring out.
Yeah, will be.
Tell you what game I've been playing. It was on the PS5. It's called God of War.
Okay, I've heard of that.
It is. Some bits of it is puzzle. Some bits are challenging.
Right.
Yeah, I've done it. It's hard.
That's what she said.
She said.
Trust you to say that. I knew he was going to say that then.
Wasn't that Eve's first words?
Well.
Oh no. Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, you know. Dave's into that, isn't he, Dave?
What?
What hard? Yeah,
you know me. When I come on, the tone always gets lowered, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all good. Fine. Who cares? It's only a laugh. If you can't take a laugh,
Hope you two are playing nice. Looking at me like butter will melt in your mouth.
Yeah, Netflix is good.
Hello? Is that my way of calling you, man?
Calling.
Coming to, Shadow. I know you're hiding, but I can see your ear. Just not very good at hiding, are you? Yeah, see? That's where you are. Yeah, I know you're there. Thinking. He's hiding up down the end of the hallway behind the litter box, and I can just see his ear poking out. So I said, I know you're there. I can see your ear. And then he lifts his whole head up. I said, see, I knew you were there.
They're so funny cats, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's like Dave, that is. You do that, don't you, Dave?
Well, my friends used to say I talk to them too much like they're human, but doesn't everybody?
Oh, yeah, they're part of the family, aren't they?
Yeah. I like them because I can have big, long conversations and they don't talk back.
My Tasha did. She was always answering back.
Yeah.
She had to get the last word in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I'll never have another cat like her, though.
No.
that was you, Dave.
You know, she was so small for an adult, but she was fully grown. But she was small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that don't mean anything,
I mean, she had a face off with a bloody big tomcat, and she chased it out the garden.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, when I first got her, he was twice her size. He's still growing, but she's at that growth spurt, so she's about 3/4 of his size now.
Mm.
But she can give as good as she can take. And I notice now, I don't know if she's learning to take it, but when they used to play, he would be a bit too rough on her and she'd start crying, but she's not crying so much now. But it's like watching cartoons. You'll see him chasing her, and then they'll come back in the room, she's chasing him.
Yeah.
Oh, like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something though. I mean, Tasha's mother, Trixie, as she was growing up, Trixie used to bleed and chase her around the house, try and bleed and fight her, and Tasha used to run away. But I had a word with Tasha, and she started fighting back.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just see. They don't play when they know I'm watching them, so I try and watch them secretly.
Oh, the crafty.
See, he's hiding in the cat carrier. She's hiding behind the litter tray, so he can see me, but she can't. And I just watched her creep up to him and go after his face. All the time he's looking at me as if to say, "No, I didn't start it. It's her. Look."
Oh yeah, cat and mouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's struggling there a bit, Chris.
Yeah, it's at the
Yeah,
pin.
he will do with that pin. I find those pins either go in like a hot knife through butter, or they're just absolutely impossible.
Yeah, it's just like
You want to get the hammer out, but you know that's going to wreck your model.
Dave likes a good hammering, doesn't he, Dave?
Aye.
That will do for a minute. Got it in to grab. I'll do that beside it then. Oh, could do for a bit, now.
Right, so good news now. You got another one to do.
Yeah, that's why I put that one in such a grip, so this I can.
Is that first one all the way in?
Not yet, it isn't. It's only holding
Right.
it. Right.
Okay, so long as it's in enough, it's not going to fall out.
Yeah, because I just want to put the other one in first. Yeah, it's in enough, like, but it's not flushing.
Right.
So I need just to grip it and then.
Might help if you just wiggle
push
that.
it in.
And
Huh?
if you just wiggle that anti-sway bar as you're pushing it in, because it might not be, you know, it's going to be quite exact for it to line up with that third hole.
Yeah, that's why I haven't put the other one in tight yet. I'll do this one. Oh damn! That's right. Look, he's not in. Pull it out now. It's all Dave's fault, see?
Have you got no pliers?
Yeah, I'm just using my sprue cutters. It's fine.
Be very, very careful, because if you slip, you're going to cut through your bits. I could have phrased that better, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you could do what?
You got your finger off.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it as slowly as I can for a minute. I am not using them yet. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's all right. I got him. Right, he's touching in now. So what I can do, just use either that or use a pack into this. Right, it's getting there now. That's why I'm holding these shut.
Better off using the pliers for that, Chris.
Yeah, it's fine. Got it. I've got some somewhere, but I don't know where they are from there. If not, I can use the back end of the screwdriver, can't you? That'll work. Yeah, it's working. getting there. So,
Well, I'm just having a little look at the articles in issue 60.
yeah, go on.
And it's quite interesting. It starts off, you've got an article about Christian Salverson, which I'm guessing there might be a link. Is that a rival company?
Are they still going?
Go on.
Well,
Christian Salverston.
the last paragraphs are, I think they've been, right, no, they're not. Like many haulage companies, Christian Salverson began to find it was not performing as well as it should during the first decade of the 2000s. In October 2007, a cash offer of 254.4 million from French haulage company Norbert, I can't even pronounce this, Norbert Ventrestangle, proved to be the end of the Christian Salverson company. And then it goes into an article about the whaling industry. And then the last article is part 4 of trucking movies. And it says that after peaking in the 70s with blockbusters such as Smokey and the Bandit, trucker movies went into a decline. But over the following decades, several films revived the genre with varying degrees of success. And it goes on about this one movie, 1986, called Thunder Run. Some guy gets offered $250,000 to transport a consignment of deadly plutonium from Nevada to Arizona, unaware that his cargo is a target for a gang of terrorists. And then it goes, and this just sounds really funny. Veering off into both comedy, horror, and science fiction, Maximum Overdrive, 1986, was written and directed by best-selling writer Stephen King. I like Stephen King, so do you remember it?
Yeah.
But it's based on his own 1973 short story, Trucks, and stars Emilio Estevez. The story unfolds after Earth crosses the tail of a passing comet. As a result, machines, including trucks and cars, take on a life of their own, initiating a murderous rampage, all set to a hard rock soundtrack by Australian heavy metal group AC/DC, King's favourite band. And I'm just like, on that, I want to find that film and watch it.
Yeah. Mad, isn't it?
Are you in?
Really, just a bit sticking up. Yeah.
That's what you could do with a pair of pliers there to push them in further.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm trying to use the screw cutters.
Yeah, but they're not really powerful enough.
No, that I just want to use them so I can, when they close, I can put my weight on them. Which normally works. Yeah, so there. All right, that'll do.
That'll do. Is it in, or is it just that'll do?
Yeah, they are in a bit. They're not flush.
Right. The main question is: are they likely to fall out?
Nope.
Okay, that's fine then.
Well, once you find your pliers, and then you can squeeze them in even more.
Yeah, that would mean, yeah, do that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a bad little pit, actually, is it?
No.
I mean, you know, I don't like to look at the value of each individual magazine. I like to look at the model as a whole, but I think that's quite good value for that one single magazine, isn't it?
Yep. That's it.
So next week you're finishing off 59, are you?
I'll be doing off screen that one.
Right. So what are you doing next time? 61 then?
Yeah, which is...
Right. So next issue then is hubcaps and brake parts. fitting the steering connector and brake parts to the front axle and front wheels. So your next set of parts, hubcaps and brake parts, right and left wheel hubcaps, steering connector, front right and left wheel fixtures, front right wheel trim, left and right brake backing plates, and brake drums, pin and screw. So
You're not putting the wheels on then?
it
No.
looks like, oh, you're not?
No.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's going a little bit like the Route Master then, is it? You put the brakes on, but they still not got the wheels on.
No.
Right.
I'm not sure when you put the wheels on because I'm watching Crafty Chris earlier. She's on issue 80 and none of her wheels are on yet.
None of her wheels are on. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she was doing the cab.
Actually, that makes sense because if you put the wheels on before you put the cab on, you're going to be putting a bit of pressure on it while you're doing the cab. So it might be best to do the wheels last.
I think that.
Hopefully, we'll put all the wheels on in one issue.
Well, we'll probably put the wheels on before they start the trailer.
I hope so.
Yeah. So
Or maybe they'll do. Maybe we'll put the wheels on, and then there'll be some parts come, but it'll be like put all those parts to one side. You're only going to put the wheels on, and then once we've done the wheels, the next part we'll have like 2 or 3 issues worth of parts to get on with something.
How many issues is that?
They're leaving the trade. Sorry, go on.
Is it 140 issues?
I think it's 120 or 140. I can't remember which.
140.
But 140.
Yeah.
So well, obviously that trailer is going to be quite simple then, isn't it? Because we're now over halfway and we haven't finished the cab. So we've got to do the trailer in less than half the issues.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So
that's it, guys.
So maybe we'll get some large chunky bits for the trailers then.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So that's 60 done. No, 60 min.
Lovely. Looking good, Chris. Really good.
Yeah, I'll sort of rectify anything that needs rectifying over the next week now and then.
Yeah, that's fine. If the pin's not exposed too much, I mean, you might not even see it because there's an anti-sway bar, so it's probably going to be underneath the chassis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it goes though.
No, I'm sure you'll find out in the next few issues.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Patience, young Padawan.
I just get overexcited. Know that.
This is the thing. I mean, I know some people were complaining round about the engine stage because they did draw the engine out a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think once we got the engine done, it's just like. And I've got a box sitting in my craft room. It's huge and it's got the cab in it, and it is absolutely huge.
Yeah, I have seen it, but it looks good.
Yeah, because when I got the delivery of the 4 issues, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a huge box.
That's what she said.
And then I had to open it and have a look. I wanted to have a look because it's possible it was damaged.
Yeah,
but it is massive.
It is big. What I've seen of it, anyway.
But that's how it goes, isn't it? You get a few issues and you think, "Oh, I ain't got an awful lot for the money," and then all of a sudden you get a big part and you think, "Whoa, they ain't made any money on that issue."
Yeah.
But you seem to get more parts with the Titanic than you do with any other model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. Do you get a lot of little fiddly parts there, don't you? Yeah. So how are you finding that Titanic? Is it a good build?
It is a good build, but the thing is, now we've done the deck, put all the deck together.
Yeah.
Now we're still putting little bits on.
Right.
That deck needs to go on something solid, and it needs to go on soon.
So I think I saw because it started off, you were doing a little bit of hull, and then you were putting something on the hull, bit more hull. But I think I saw a picture. You've got like this much hull, and then you got the deck, and that sticks out from the sides.
Yeah.
So maybe
The
you
deck
need
is
sort
that-
of about,
The deck is
Yeah.
that big.
so maybe you need a good 10, 15 issues of just hull.
Well,
But then that would,
we're going to start doing the hull on issue 62.
right. But then if they have like 10 or 20 issues of just doing pieces of hull, people will get bored, won't they?
I wouldn't. I just want to get it done.
But then part workers, we'll all moan at something, won't we?
Yeah.
So, if you give us big, massive, chunky bits every week, they'll all be going, oh, I can't get them home from the newsagents. They weigh too much.
Mm.
Just show you something now. This is 61, guys.
Nice.
I'll leave
Nice
it in
bit
it.
of silver in there.
Yeah, that's the wheel trim which we,
We'll trim that.
or whatever you can call it. Yeah, it looks good. Then
Yeah, you done well today, Chris. I mean, that 59, I mean, I ain't done it, but it don't look easy.
no, but
You've done all right on that. But I'm guessing, would it be fair to say, however fast you want to work, just slow yourself down a little bit more
yeah,
and just take your time?
yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree with that because at the end of the day, right, there's notifications coming up from YouTube. Just trying to close on Google Chrome in it.
But
I had
yeah,
to phone
think
Hashef up
always-
the other day, well, last week, because I didn't get the base for the full funnel.
Yeah, you do say.
So I had to wait for that to come. Then I did 56 and 57 together.
Right.
Sort of caught up, even though I've got the other three to do.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing issue 58 on Sunday.
Yeah,
Right.
awesome. Have we got any chat when you're catching up on or?
No more chat.
No one's chatted for ages, have they?
Not since Chris.
Not since I joined.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. So what I'll say to you then, guys, if just read through the instructions properly, like just go through it beforehand and then do it. But the red,
I think it does always take. It does pay just to don't skim instructions. Really do read them.
yeah,
Maybe read them twice. Make sure you got your parts orientated correctly. In the case of this stage, you've got a couple of parts that look quite similar.
yeah, especially and with me, it struggled a bit because where the red is on red is hard to see.
Yeah. I mean, what I might be tempted to do when I do this issue, I might get a blank piece of paper and then write 1, 2, 3, 4 and whatever.
Yeah.
And actually place the pieces by the number. So when it calls out, you want piece number 4, I've got a little label next to it.
Yeah.
But that's not saying you've done it wrong. That's looking at what you've done and then thinking, oh, how could that have been a bit easier for me? So it's you that I'm thanking for it.
Because it's red as well, it's
Yeah.
because of the way the shape, you're trying to orientate it to the mag, and it's like that's what messes me up a bit.
When something is all one color, it really does hide the detail.
Yeah, it does. That's the problem with it being all red.
Yeah. That's why my engine came to life, because I put a little bit of browny blacky wash on it and then just rubbed where I could, and where all the wash has got in the recesses, it sort of acted as a highlighter for all the detail.
Yeah.
But before it was just like, it just looks like one big red lump.
Yeah, hopefully I can find that 59, but if thing comes to worse, I will get another one. But
yeah, well, we can fix. I mean, like I say, with the pipes, if you've broken the pegs off, that's not a problem. Just get a little steel, like, or might get away with a paper clip. But I suspect that they might be a little bit thinner than a paper clip. But I mean, you can buy rods from model shops for a few quid for a packet.
Yeah.
And you only want about that long. Stick half of it in the pipe. Get a little model pin vise, drill a hole in the part, and then glue the sticky out bit of rod in.
Yeah.
And that'll do the job.
Yeah, what I'll do, try to hunt for that week now, this week, and get 59 put together properly.
Yeah.
Once I find it, Ben, I might give you a shout and get you to look at it again for me to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you having a bit of trouble scanning the issues?
No.
Oh, okay then, because you obviously you haven't got the issues this week, have you?
No, I haven't got to the issues. I've got just.
No, I meant scanning the instructions.
I can do that, yeah.
Right.
It's just if it's just me, it's just easier from.
Right. Okay. So it's just time is the problem, not the fact that you can't do it.
No, it's all good. It's just if it's just me on screen, it's just easier for me to do the parts.
Right. Okay, I'm with you then. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problems.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'd offer to help, but making the commitment to help for every issue is difficult. I mean, I could join the stream when I'm down the hotel. Like now, I'm doing it on my mobile, but I really don't know what my shift pattern's going to be like at the time.
Yeah.
Kilmarnock's even worse. The shifts are really long, and I'll do 5 12-hour shifts a week, and I'm literally coming home, going straight to bed, and then getting up the next day. And I'm finding a couple of days on my day off, I'm just chilling in bed because I'm just so tired.
No, yeah.
It's like I go on
driving wears you out mentally.
Oh, it's crazy. But you know, it's at least I'm getting paid extra for the extra hours, which takes a bit of the bit of the edge off. But sometimes you don't want the money; you just want the time off, don't you?
Yeah.
You know,
it's like I was coming back from my friends last Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there was that smash. Well, that crash that happened on the M6 northbound.
Right.
Yeah, a wagon. I don't know how he did it, but he jackknifed on a straight road, on a straight run.
Wow.
I don't know if he had a blowout or not. I don't know, but
could have been. Yeah.
I was caught in it. We had to come off the M6 at junction 11.
Yeah.
And then I had to go down these side roads and down country lanes and everywhere to get back on at junction 14.
Well, yeah, but the M6 is notorious for that, isn't it?
Yeah, but the cab unit, I don't know how he did it, but his engine was on the inside lane. You know, that used to be the hard shoulder. The engine came away from the chassis.
Wow.
The cab unit came off the chassis itself, skidded underneath the bridge on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
And it caught fire. But he survived.
On that, won't they?
He survived it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's lucky.
Did you see the? I mean, I don't know when it happened, but I saw it reported today. But there was a lorry on the M1. It's hanging off the side of a bridge.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that.
Oh, it looks. I don't know how he's managed that.
God, that one must have been frightening.
He was quite literally hanging off the side. Like if that's the bridge, he's hanging off like that. If he goes over a few more degrees, that could go over. They've had to shut the road underneath, obviously, shut the M1 bit.
Yeah, cool.
I remember when my Flixbus days, always something happening on the M1. I always used to say, live by the M1, I'll die by the M1. And it's just, and then obviously doing it from Glasgow, we only used to take 2 routes, so depending on which route we did, we'd either do the M1 or the M6. Both are as bad as each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
I'd say some of those, even the M60 years ago, that used to be a bad. Well, it was the M63 back then.
Yeah.
But there's a road called going down an hill like that. It's called Death Valley.
Yeah.
And when we used to get a hell of a lot of fog, there was a load of smash ups, pile ups, loads of them.
Well, the thing is, right, when they start naming things using words like death and devil, people don't see the clue in the title, do they?
No.
You know, you think, oh, Death Pass, Devil's Canyon, whatever.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's dangerous.
Yeah.
No, I'll carry on doing 120 mile an hour through there. Oops, I've gone down the side of a cliff. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's there's a reason why they call them funny names. You know, they don't call them like Angels Pass and
No.
Guardian Angel Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. So the way you see, I mean, every road, every motorway is dangerous.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, I did I got caught speeding on a motorway on a variable speed camera, and I got offered a motorway awareness course. Now I don't mind doing the. I mean, obviously, I only did the course because I didn't want points on my license. But it's always nice if you can learn something. And we were given this exercise. There was about 10 of us, and we all had to write down 3 things that we liked about motorways and 3 things that we didn't like about the motorways. And all the things that we liked about the motorways was actually the motorway system, things that you can get from one city to another a little bit quicker. You know, the traffic's flowing. And all the things that we didn't like cars, it was all down to drivers.
Yeah.
You know, cars cutting you up.
Yeah.
Cars going fast. You know, cars doing 55 in the outside lane and you can't pass them.
Yeah.
That's not the motorway's fault, is it?
No.
And then
Well, you know, it's like the other day. I was on the M60, car in the outside lane, middle lane.
Yeah.
Right. Must have been doing at least about, like what you just said, 55.
Yeah.
Right. I couldn't get out in the outside lane to go in the other outside lane to overtake. So I thought, sod it, I'm not waiting. I just undertook him.
Yeah.
Even though you're not supposed to do that.
You made progress in your own lane.
Yeah, I made progress.
Yes.
But they're saying undertaking is against the law. But if you get pillocks like that, I'm not going to move over.
Yeah, but actually you can get away with that if you are progressing. If you're changing lanes, that's overtaken and undertaken.
Yeah.
If you are remaining in your lane, going faster, that's making progress in your lane. There's a fine line between what's okay and what's not okay. But I mean, you get it at junctions all the time, don't you? Once the slip road starts, you'll get the inside lane going faster, but that's okay because that's technically a different road.
But it's like they've made one cock up though on the motorways, which I've noticed, especially on the M60. They built all these brand new gantries.
Yeah.
And they light it all up, the speed limit.
Yeah.
Right, slowing you down. And the next thing you know, it's clear.
Now that I've seen a couple of films and that was raised on our course. What's happened there is you've got these people in these control centers. They can see miles and miles ahead, and they can see traffic building up. So what they do is about 20 miles back, they slow the traffic down.
There's no need for it.
No, there is, because if the traffic 10 miles in front of you is down to about 60 and you're doing 70 10 miles back, all this traffic that's doing 70 is just adding to it. So
but the thing is,
they slow the traffic.
It's all clear. There's nothing there.
Because they've slowed you down. See, if the traffic 10 miles in front of you is, say, for example, doing 50, and they slow you down to 40 for, say, 5 miles, by the time you reach the congestion, it's cleared.
But the thing is, though, before they built them, the traffic was running smoothly anyway. Before they put all them up.
Extra volume of traffic. See, the trouble is, if you've got a road that is, see, we do it all the time. When we were coming out of London, the first question we had is, because the M1 is the shortest route, but you could go up the M40, which is about 20 miles longer, but sometimes it's 20 minutes quicker. So we're looking on Google Maps to see the quickest route. Now, what tends to happen, if you have a road that's always clear, more people will use it because they know it's always a nice, smooth run. And then the more traffic uses it, the more it slows it down. So saying it used to be good and it isn't now, it's probably because it's been notoriously good.
I think the trouble these days now is too much traffic on the roads and on the motorways, and the motorway can't handle that volume of traffic.
Well, yeah, I think there's more traffic. I mean, the amount of traffic, see, they build roads based on what's happening. By the time they've actually managed to plan it and build it, the traffic's increased even more. So you're not actually making much progress. You're just keeping it where it is. So I don't know what the answer is. Because I
don't think anyone does.
Well, the trend they've got now is they're charging everybody if your emissions are too high.
Yeah.
Right, well, that don't do anything. I mean, fair enough. I want to go into Glasgow Centre. I can jump on the bus. Not a problem. What if I want to go to Manchester?
Exactly.
I don't want to get a coach to Manchester. I want to take my car, don't I?
Quicker.
To be honest with you, Penny, I avoid Manchester like the plague.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is I don't live close to the city centre. Right, it's now too expensive to go into. It's about 20 quid for me to go into Glasgow, so it's not worth me taking the car. But I live in the area of Glasgow, so I'll just jump on the bus. But you know, if I'm going to, what if I had to pay 20 quid at Lakeside? You couldn't get a bus to Lakeside, could you?
No.
So. And to be honest with you, the bus isn't always the best solution. If you're going somewhere to do your Christmas shopping and you're going to come back with 50 bags of shopping, bus isn't a good solution because imagine it, you've got 50 people on the bus, all with 5 or 10 bags. It's chaos.
It is.
Yeah.
And not only that, like I say, not just you that's got 50 bags of shopping to go on a bus, and everyone else has got 50 bags. Where the hell are you going to put them?
But when we used to do the Flixbus, so hard trying to explain to people, yes, my luggage hold is empty, but you've got 4 suitcases. We're not going to let you bring all 4 of them. And they're like, but it's empty. Yeah, but it won't be by the time we do all the 6 stops on the way to Glasgow. Yeah. And we need to keep that room in case someone else has got, because we tell them you can have 1 suitcase, but Flixbus doesn't tell you how big that suitcase can be.
No.
And you get 50 people bringing the biggest suitcase you can buy, and then you get 1 or 2. When the universities go back, they all come. You'll get 40 students, all with about 4 bags, and they're all big. And you tell them, you know, some of them you can charge for. And you say, oh, 6 quid a bag, no probs, they'll pay it. Yeah. But when everyone, you get to a point where you're like, I can't take any more bags. You're either going to have to leave them behind or get another journey.
Yeah.
And people don't understand.
Yeah,
but, you know, coaches are primarily for people traveling, not for moving house.
Right, guys, I'm going to have to shoot off.
All right, then.
Yeah, we will be going
catching up with you again.
Because I'm up early in the morning.
Yeah, give it 2 minutes later. I'm going to end it anyway.
Not like me. I haven't got to be up before about 11 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm up at 5.
Oh.
Yeah, guys. Yes. Well, I'll end it there, but I'll pass you on to McDonald's again, Big Mac.
Big McDonald's. Yeah. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. And Chris had a bit of a struggle, but he's going to get it done. Believe me, he'll do it.
He didn't have a struggle. He had a challenge.
Yeah, and that as well. And I'll see you next week. So bye for now.
And then, last but not least, is Benny.
Okay, so lovely seeing you all again, guys. I really did enjoy it. Sorry I'm being lazy in my bed, but yeah, it's nice to be on again. And yeah, nice watching. And it's quite interesting now that I'm watching you now because I was watching sort of for the memories of when I did it, but now I'm watching because I'm going to see what I've got coming ahead. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, so thanks for having me on, etc., etc. That's
Nice to have you back, Penny.
Yeah, always good to be back.
Yeah, sounds and then the screen, if I can. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As usual, this issue was quite difficult to explain, but like I said, if I can find my spare, I will rectify that by next week and then get it done, and then we go on from 61 then. Yeah, and like usual, guys, like, share, subscribe as usual, hit the thumbs up, notification bell. Let's try and get more subs, guys. Come on, because we still lacking 100 sub mark. Come on, let's get that far, and then I'll catch you next week, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.